Congressman Tom Latham is joining us now here inside the Varied Industries building at the Iowa State Fair at an exhibit to raise awareness about hunger in Iowa. We may not associate the Iowa State Fair with hunger, but hunger is actually a very pressing issue for a lot of Iowans right now.
Well, it's a huge issue, and the proclamation today from the governor making September the month to really focus, as we should every month, but the proclamation talks about hunger in September. And it's so important. There's about 400,000 Iowans who don't have the amount of food that they need to the rest of us do. And like you said, here at the Iowa State Fair, with all of the food around here, you really wonder how that could happen, but it's very real for a lot of people.
It certainly is. And you said you had the opportunity to visit a food bank recently and really see firsthand the need that they're facing.
Yes, I went to the it's the Central Iowa Food Bank here in Des Moines, and they just do an unbelievable job, and they're always out trying to bring in more foodstuffs that they can distribute throughout the whole region. They work very, very hard. They work smart. They're organized down there, but the need is so great that they just need a lot of people to help and to really focus on the needs for those people who don't get enough to eat every day, and especially our kids.
We know that farmers are also very involved in this effort. We spoke with the Iowa Soybean Association, for example, but what are you hearing from farmers who are looking at their fields right now and saying, oh my gosh, what's going to happen when it comes time to harvest?
Well, obviously there's real concern. I was down last week down in southwest Iowa, and those folks down there, a lot of them had the floods last year from the Missouri River, and then this year have a drought on top of that. So it's really been difficult for them. But, fortunately for the row crop producers, the corn and soybean guys, most of them have crop insurance. And it may not be enough to make a profit, but at least there may be enough to get their expenses back. But the livestock guys are really hurting today because the feed has gotten so expensive. The provisions of the current farm bill for livestock producers expired at the first of this year. So we've got, and what we did before we left was to make that retroactive so that those provisions, they can get help for the livestock guys. But that's what's got to be done first of all. But there, it's a very difficult year, obviously, and we hope the yields are better than what they look like. But it's a huge disaster for Iowa, certainly in production.
Besides the agricultural concerns, what other things are you hearing from Iowans as you're making your rounds here at the fair this week?
Well, the biggest issue out there today is the economy in general. Certainly spending in Washington. The Congressional Budget Office just came out and said there's going to be another $1.2 trillion annual deficit this fiscal year. It's not sustainable. This will be 4 years in a row. The people understand that we cannot continue to pile up debt and ask our kids, grandchildren to pay for it. We're going to get to the point, where we're going to look like Greece, but China is going to own us if we don't change our ways. So that really is the overwhelming issue. Jobs, the whole economy, but debt spending is a huge issue with folks.
Well, we hope that people can at least have a chance to step back and enjoy themselves for a little while they're here at the fair. Is there any highlight that you always must see stop on the way?
I mean, I love Iowa State Fair. I always have. I remember when I was in 4-H. I was in 4-H for 9 years, and we had the Franklin County Livestock Judging Team that I was on came down here and win that competition as far as judging cattle and hogs, and that was a great experience. That's why I still love to go to the livestock barns and see all the projects there with the kids in 4-H and FFA, and it's just such a neat experience. And to see those young people who have got such great responsibilities with those projects and how much fun they have, and they have a great time at the fair. It's like a whole community here. It's a lot of fun to be a part of.
Well, we sure appreciate your time today and have fun at the rest of the fair.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.